What is up? I Love Basketball TV. It is Coach Ryan Rzouki, and today I'm going to be giving you 3 weird moves that you can use to break someone's ankles. Let's get to it. Now with these moves, it's a bit unorthodox. Not things that you normally teach players and not things that you normally use a lot in a game. However, it is nice to expand your footwork, it's nice to expand your bag, and to work on some new things as basketball is meant to be creative, fun, and you can break someone's ankles and get into a good spot with these if you know how to use them correctly. So the first one is learning how to have a bit of an opposite footwork with our crossover. So generally when we cross over, we are going left foot and then we cross. However, with this one, we're going to reverse it and get the right foot across first. So it's kind of a bit of a right foot forward, and then we can step into that crossover. This sells that we're going to drive this way as if we're really pushing and going this way, and then we cross over instead. The ball's a bit exposed, but if you can get it low enough and pull it back, it can open up an angle for you to attack. Now with this side, the left foot comes across, boom, as if we're driving there, and then we kind of snatch that ball back, making sure it's coming in this backwards diagonal angle as we drive. A million ways to set it up, but you want to get that foot across and then pull that ball back. So a good way to work on it is just to start in a neutral stance, get the left foot across, pull back, get the right foot across, and pull back. Now, with this, there are some other variations where you normally see how this is typically done is with that through the legs, and then you pull that ball backwards. But the crossover exposes the ball a little bit more and can sometimes get your defender to reach, get off balance to give you a better lane to the basket. You can also see this with a behind the back, where I push this way, but come behind there, where actually you normally see this with a pick and roll, where you're rejecting a screen. So I'm selling this way, boom, come behind, and really come that way. Now, with this opposite step, there is actually a real application that you see Isaiah Thomas use, but a bit differently. So as he gets the foot across, instead of going into a crossover, he gets the foot across and dribbles, turns his head at the same time. So instead of going here, he goes here and turns his head when that foot comes across, slams the ball. Another way to play off this is just like how we learned to get into a change of direction with this. So we kind of build and add together, meaning you come here with that foot across, and then as we look to go this way, we're really going the other way. So it's just building that footwork off that move to make your moves a little bit more deceptive. So instead of just going here, now we're going right and here, or we're coming here or here to not expose the ball so much. It's a bit tougher on the footwork, but a nice way to sell things a little bit different or unorthodox. Now the second move, you see LeBron use this one sometimes, you see De'Aaron Fox use this sometimes. A few different players have used this many times in the NBA. Actually, Donovan Mitchell is one that uses it a ton. But the scissor step, and again, this is not a very common move, similar to like a pump fake or 2-dribble pull-up or a step back, but nice to add to your bag when you get into an ISO situation or to sell that you're going to be coming off a screen. So the most important thing with this is to have the ball in the right hand but the left foot up in the air. And actually Kyrie uses this too with a bit of a kick instead. So Kyrie kind of kicks his foot forward and then switches his feet, so without actually planting that leg. So normally you take a step left, right, left, right. However, with this move, you kick a foot and don't actually plant it on the ground until it's behind you. Meaning, instead of going left here in front of you, you go fake the step, and then you switch your feet, so that way you throw off your timing with your steps and get your defense to commit to one side. So instead of going plant, you kick it back and then switch that right foot forward to kind of sell and shift all your body weight to the side and then bring it over to the other side. So left leg up, switch, and you can get into a crossover, you can switch and go, you can switch and go through, you can switch in, out, as long as you can get a good solid switch and push off that back leg. Because now this right foot, which was in front, switches behind. And now I got to push off this foot to get into my crossover, or push off this foot to sell into my through, or however I want to get it done. But let's practice on emphasizing. So to work on it, let's put the ball in the left hand, get the right leg up. We're going to dribble, switch, dribble, switch. And then if we want to add a crossover, let's go dribble, switch, crossover, or vice versa. Right hand, left leg. It's always opposite. Dribble, switch, and sell, pushing our body weight. So now you can walk with it. So we're walking, boom, we're going to kick a leg forward, switch, and get into our scissor step. A million moves that you can use off this. We can scissor, cross, we can scissor through, or we can scissor behind, or even like I said earlier, scissor in, out. The more you play with it, the better. You can have double moves off it, triple moves off it, whatever you need, but first start with just learning how to split the feet and go. Kick that foot forward, sell the defense to one side, scissor, and go. So with this last move, similar to the first one, we're actually gonna be exposing the ball just a little bit, but if you have good ball control, it's actually gonna benefit you. So normally you'll see a player set up a move by skating or gliding to the side or to the other side, but you can see how when I move to the right, the ball's in my right hand. When I move to the left, the ball's in my left hand. And if the defense is here, I'm keeping the ball away. However, when we get into our misdirection glide or misdirection, when we're shifting over to the side, we're actually gonna be showing the ball a little bit closer to the defense. So I'm gonna put it crossover and then glide over to the side or skate over to the side, and the ball is actually in front of the defense. But if I have enough space, because typically they'll back up, then I can use that to my advantage to keep the defender on this side. Meaning, when I come here, boom, the defense is typically gonna ride with my body. And so that if they're in front of me here, now I might have to make a move, quickly burst this way or burst this way to get into my next option. However, if I show the ball a little bit, hopefully I can keep the defense here in front of the ball while my body's really moving this way, and then I can get a nice little quick crossover there and push into open space. So by baiting the basketball on the inside, I can now take the outside because they are originally on the inside. So people want to stay where they are. They don't want to shift so far back and forth, especially defensively. They'd rather stay and not have to conserve energy versus jumping all the way over to the ball. So if I come like this, they're going to be here. But if I come like this, they're going to stay there. And now that opens up this side. So you can do this with either a crossover, you can do it through the legs, but I'm opening up that space, trying to keep that defense here by the ball, and then I quickly cross and go. Now this can be done with a crossover between the legs, behind the back. The most important thing is to move away from the basketball and then relax. Now let's say that the defense does actually jump more towards your body and leaves the ball alone, which they're supposed to do. So if I come this way and they jump towards my body, well, now that my body's shifting this way, I can jab and push back to that left side. So I can go from here and shift over this way, boom, jab, and push in that direction. Or if they back up, I can get into my shot. It is exposing the ball a little bit more, but it's a nice way to mix up your timing, throw that defense off, move away from the basketball, and get some more options where you can push off your either front foot to crossover or that back foot to push back in the same direction. So we can sell this with a cross, boom, cross. We can sell it cross, push, or our third option is to get into this and hezi, right? And then you got the same thing through the legs. So we're through, boom, cross, through, explode, through, shot, and then behind, moving away from that basketball, boom, and then we can play with it. Hang that ball, keep your hand on top of the ball, right? Don't cuff the ball, boom, and then you can get into your next move. You want to change from slow to quick or quick, and then you can slow down or burst past that defense, but it throws them off by keeping the ball on the inside while your body's moving to the outside. So if you have good ball control and you can bait that ball a little bit, knowing that you can make the right read, you're perfect, it's gonna work for you, and you'll be able to get to your spots. We hope you enjoyed today's video, so make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did, and subscribe as we're dropping new videos every single week. So make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you hit the link and the pinned comment down below, it's gonna give you access to our new shooting program. So make sure that you go get that one, as it's an incredible program and it's gonna help you a ton. We'll catch you guys in the next video.